All
And I'm
right.
going to start doing the live custom streaming. We're live streaming. I'm also going to do the broadcast. And Claudia, we are live. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. Your future is now is going as our radio show that we're going to be on tomorrow. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment because one of our guests is supposed to be here today. She's going to be a guest there tomorrow. And let me tell you what, this lady has been on twice before, and I want to give her some airtime and share with you who she is because she's got Zoom problems, internet problems, and she cannot be here. But we also have Claudia with us today. And Claudia, you've been on twice before, have you not, young lady?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I was here in May and then in July.
Absolutely. Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, she still comes back and has to put up with me. You know, that's really amazing. But our show, The Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support, is proudly sponsored by the good guys at speakerspathway.com and the 6-Minute Webinar. Let me share my screen with you, if I may, and share a little bit of information. At the 6-Minute Webinar, I'm going to start here at the Speakers Pathway. Here is our homepage, thespeakerspathway.com. You can see we got some speakers listed there. When you click on that See More, it will take you to a page that just, our first page, it lists several speakers there. And we have pages and pages and pages of these great speakers. And you can see I was listed page number 10 there to open it up. But Nancy Benitez is supposed to be with us today. Like I said, she's got internet problems. She's been on the show before. And the first time was, this was the second time. She was on our 49th episode, as you can see up here, June the 18th. And that's her presentation there. It's a little bit about Nancy. So with all of our great speakers, if you hear a great message and you want to know more, please get in touch with the individual speaker. Most importantly, please let that speaker know that you enjoyed their presentation. Nancy was on the first time, as I said, she was on our 17th episode on April the 4th. And this is a little bit about her. She talked about 4 things that men can do to stay grounded in times of uncertainty and chaos. And also with us today is Claudia. And pronounce your last name, Claudia, because I'll mispronounce it if I try. All right. She says it so much better than I can, ladies and gentlemen. And you were on our 40th episode back in May. That was, I believe that was your first time. And then you were with us again on July the 9th, our 55th episode, and this is our 65th episode. We're so glad to have you back. 2 wonderful presentations there. And is there anything you'd like to say about this particular presentation that's really special?
Yes.
If you like, go ahead.
Yes. It's, well, I think this presentation, it's really relevant to this times because today I'm going to be talking about one of the strategies that I use on a daily basis and that has helped me deal with the chronic stress of being mom to a severely autistic young adult. And this technique is also helping me go through COVID-19 situation because it's the same stress, the same chronic stress and constant overwhelm that we are dealing with. And I have developed this stress reduction technique using my expertise as an autism mom, but also using mindset optimization tools as well as mindfulness. So I am really happy to be sharing this with you. It is the first time that I do it on a live stage because it's going to be in my next book, which is coming in probably the fall or the spring of next year. But this is a technique that I've developed recently and that I will talk to more in detail in my book. And this is the first time that I actually share it to the world. So I'm really happy to be here and sharing it in this stage.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to talk with you just a little bit more in just a moment. Let me finish doing all my necessary business here. We're also sponsored by the 6-Minute Webinar. That's 6minutwebinar.com. You can go there and you can click on that little video right there. It's about 5 minutes and it's under 6 minutes. I know that. But it would tell you how to design a 6-minute webinar. And it is a powerful tool, ladies and gentlemen. It really gets the message over in a very clear, precise moment, because most webinars are what? They're long and they're boring. And this here, you've got an opening. You've got from the alpha to the omega. You got an opening, introduction, what the problem is, how you solve the problem, and a call to action, all within less than 6 minutes. That's the goal. And we have a definite formula that you can follow there, and we train and teach people this. Also, I mentioned that Your Future Is Now. That's my particular radio show that's on the TogiNet radio station. Nancy will be with us tomorrow. Hopefully, well, she'll be on Skype, so we don't have to worry about Zoom. But she's also got internet, but we can do it by telephone. This is our homepage here of TogiNet. And if you scroll down here, we had Marty Haggard on a few weeks ago. He's a good friend of mine. And one of our shows is normally on the homepage of TogiNet. We're one of the top shows there. We've had over 5 million downloads. We're very thankful of. If you click on Your Future Is Now, and you can see that's our YouTube link. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify. And let's see, I need to update that because we're also on, let me scroll down here a little bit. Tells a little bit about us. And we had Tamara Blankenship on last week. And I want to go down here a little further. We're also on, here we go. We got Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I need to get up there, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and you can get the podcast here. But we've got over 5 million downloads. We're very, very blessed in that. And we're so thankful. But getting back to the messages of inspiration, hope, and support, let me humbly say, sitting in this seat here, listening to all of the great hosts who we've had over 200, great hosts, great guests, and this host has interviewed. My goodness gracious, I got to be honest with you. I hear wonderful, passionate stories from the heart of encouragement. Things like what Claudia just shared with you about, she's going through the same COVID-19 pandemic, scaredemic, whatever you want to call it. She's going through everything just like we are. And, but one of the wonderful things, and Claudia, I think you'll agree with this, is that whenever people are going through something, and like in your case, you're going through some things, but when you share your message of inspiration and hope to others, it gives you more energy. It gives you more love. It inspires you. It enables you to be able to have, I don't know how I want to say this, but you're able to handle the things, the pressure and the stress. And would you share a little bit about that, please?
Yes, I agree. It is really the power of having a why, and having a why to focus on someone other than you. And, my why is really to share as much as I can, the self-care tools, the mindset optimization tools that I have learned in my journey from being an autism mom who had lost her identity and her physical and mental health, to the mom that I am now, who is going after her dreams with confidence, and who's still dealing with the chronic stress of having a son who's severely autistic, and who's still dealing with this COVID-19 situation. But the fact that I have this why, that I want to help these people, I want to share my message, this really grounds me, and it gives me the energy, as you say, the energy to keep going. Because I know that at the end of the day, what I want to accomplish is to really get my message across and try to help as many people as I can. So I believe it is extremely important to help, if we can, especially in these times of people are feeling so stressed out and anxious and isolated. It is important to stay connected and to share and to help as much as we can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the fear that we all have some degree of fear. We really do. We just, all the things we've been bombarded with. It's only natural. And the thing that I like about what you said there, and this applies across the board in business, always look at how you can bless others first. I don't care if you got the best product in the world or the best counseling program in the world, whatever it might be. If your focus is on what problem can you solve for someone? Mm-hmm. How can you help them get from where they are to where they want to be? And that's your focus. Guess what? You don't have to worry about money. And in this particular case, and Claudia and all the other great speakers, they share their messages of inspiration, hope, and support. And guess what? that blesses them in so many ways. It comes back to you,
Yeah,
because it's impossible to bless others without being blessed yourself. It's just impossible.
exactly.
And that's, Claudia, that's why you've been on the show here 3 times. You got to put up with me, because you know, because you know the energy that comes to you, because once you share the love and the energy, it just gets replaced from
I
what I call to the senior in the sky.
Yeah, I agree. And it puts you in a positive state, you know, in a state of happiness and gratefulness, you know, like you want to help as much as people
Hmm.
as you can, because you have, you know, you have all this baggage or these tools that you need to share with the world, because you know that it's going to help other people.
Hmm.
So yeah, I believe in sharing as much as we can.
Oh yeah, because it's very easy for us to look at ourselves and our world and, do I have enough toilet paper? Do I have enough food? Is this going to happen? What happens if I get sick? But once we do that and we look inward like that, we actually enslave ourselves,
Yeah,
and we put
right.
ourselves in a prison. And that was the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, we actually created the messages of inspiration, hope, and support, was because when the pandemic first started, we wanted to make sure, even though people were, under house arrest, so to speak, we
Yeah.
saw a lot of people voluntarily going into their own private cell,
Hmm.
into isolation. They just withdrew. It's
I
going
agree.
from you're going from being in prison to solitary confinement.
Yeah,
And
by their own, yeah, their own doing. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
they're, you know, and
yeah, they just withdrew.
no, and I agree. We cannot stay isolated. It is the time
Mm-mm.
now to stay connected and
Mhm.
trying to, to really, even if it's by Zoom, via Zoom or via FaceTime, stay connected, because that
Oh
is what
yeah.
is creating all this anxiety and stress and depression in
Oh yeah.
people. Yeah.
We're also going to be expanding here on the show. I've got some celebrities who want to be on here. They're going to be talking about sharing their message of inspiration, hope, and support. And I'm very honored about that. Really looking forward to that. But Claudia, these folks have heard me jabber way too much. You got a very important message. And let me let me do two things here, a few things. Let me give you the spotlight. Number one. Number two, let me cut off my video and mute my mic. And the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. So I wanted to start with something. I wanted to start with some data, some recent data that comes from the US Census Bureau, that has found that 1/3 of Americans are showing signs of clinical depression or anxiety amid the coronavirus pandemic. So people are feeling isolated. People are hurting because they have lost relatives to the virus. Some have lost jobs, businesses. And we as parents now have to deal with a new normal, which is to take care of our kids 24/7 while homeschooling, while taking care of the house, and trying to work from home. And it is a state of constant overwhelm and chronic stress. And believe me, I get you. I totally get you, because I have been there. Hi, my name is Claudia Taboada, and I am the author of the recently published memoir, Burnout to Unstoppable. I am also a motivational speaker, a women's empowerment and mental performance coach, as well as mom to 2 boys, Nico and Alex. Nico is severely autistic. And when he was diagnosed at 2 years old, I decided to abandon my career as a labor and employment attorney to stay home with him and take care of him. And I became his full-time caregiver for several years. And in the process, I lost myself. I was burned out. I was overwhelmed, chronically stressed, and I lost my identity. I lost my identity and my physical and mental health. And it was only through implementing daily self-care strategies, mindset optimization tools, and stress reduction techniques that I was able to get my life back. Now I am on a personal mission to empower people who are feeling overwhelmed, burned out, and depressed. And I want to share these tools and strategies that I have accumulated through my journey of an autism mom, and which I use and I continue to use on a daily basis. And that these tools give me the energy, the vitality, and the mental strength to not only parent my severely autistic son with grace, but go after my dreams with confidence. And this is despite the fact that research has confirmed that autism moms like myself of severely autistic young adults have the same stress levels as soldiers in combat. So my life is one of chronic stress, but because I have learned techniques and strategies that allow me to take care of my physical, my mental, and my emotional health, I am able to cope. Not only cope, but thrive. So my mission, as I say again, is to help you discover these tools and strategies so that you can also not only survive, but also thrive during these times of crisis that are these times of COVID-19. So today in our presentation, we will talk about one of the tools that I use on a daily basis and that has been a game changer for me. This tool is called mindfulness. And I will also share with you a stress reduction technique that I have created using my experience as an autism mom, but also using mindset and mindset optimization techniques as well as mindfulness. So this stress reduction technique is called the SBFM stress reduction process. And we're going to look in detail later on. We're going to start first by defining what is mindfulness, and we will look at what the research says, and then we'll go on and we'll discuss the stress reduction technique. So first of all, let's start with mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is defined by dictionaries as a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment. While calmly, you are acknowledging and accepting your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and your bodily sensations. It is when you are in tune with your senses, the smells, the sounds, the textures, the movement. And because you are in the present moment, past frustrations or future anxieties lose their edge. You are in the here and you are in the now. Now, what does the research says about mindfulness? Multiple research studies have stated that mindfulness is a key element in stress and anxiety reduction. As well, mindfulness has been found to be a key element in overall happiness because it allows the mind to relax in the clutter. And this makes mental space for conscious self-reflection and self-awareness. So mindfulness can be used as a tool to reduce stress and anxiety, especially in these times of COVID-19. So let's look now at the SBFM stress reduction technique. And as I said, I created this stress reduction technique because I believe that when we are experiencing a stress of any sort, we need a technique that we can use in the present moment, which will help us relax and also help us switch mindset from negative to positive. And that's why I have created this stress reduction technique. So what does SBFM stand for? So let's look at S first. So S is for stop. So whenever you are feeling these physical signals that are telling you that you're stressed out, whether you are you're tensing your muscles, whether you are feeling dizzy, or you are, perspiring more, or just, the general signals that tell you that you're stressed out, or that your heart is beating faster. When you realize that you are in this physical state of stress, stop. So stop what you're doing, stop everything. Now, the next step is B. B stands for breathe. And what we want to do is to breathe, but go for a deep breathing, where you, ideally, if you want to put, you can put one hand on your chest and another one on your belly, and you want to breathe deeply. So you breathe in by the nose, and then you exhale by the mouth. And your belly, should move when you're breathing, when you are doing some deep breathing. So ideally, you are deep breathing because you want to start relaxing your body. And breathing is key to relax, to start relaxing that body. So you stop, then you breathe, and now you go to the next step, which is the A. And the A stands for acknowledging and accepting. And you are acknowledging and accepting now all the thoughts and emotions that are coming through your mind. Because when you are in a state of fear and anxiety, your mind is, it's full of thoughts. You don't even know what's going on there. So what you want to do is you want to start decluttering the mind. And by that, when you are now in a after you are breathing, now you are more on a relaxed state. So you can start, acknowledging and acknowledging what are the emotions that are coming through. What are the thoughts that I'm going? Is it anxiety? Is it, is it fear? Is it overwhelm? What is it? Is there a special, an emotion that is taking over? What is it? And now research from the UCLA states that when you name an emotion, it is easier to let it go. So try to see what's in there and try to declutter the mind. Try to name those emotions. And once you name those emotions, get rid of those emotions or those negative thoughts. Because what you want to create is you want to create a blank canvas. You want to create a mental space for you to get rid of the negative emotion and to switch it to a positive state. So once you have acknowledged and accepted those emotions, get rid of it, get rid of the emotion that is causing you all this stress. And now switch immediately, go to the F, which is focus. Change your focus, switch your focus immediately. And how do you switch your focus? You have 3 ways to switch your focus. Either you focus on what you have, which is focusing on gratitude. And again, research has stated that when you focus on gratitude, you immediately go into a positive state because gratitude is the antidote against fear and anger. So you can focus on what you have, which is you can focus on what you're grateful for. You can focus as well on what matters, which is what are your priorities, or you can focus on what you can do now. And focusing on the present moment allows you to, tell your mind to get rid of, to not think about the past. Don't dwell about the past. Don't think about future anxieties. Be in the present moment. So you're switching their focus to being in the present. Now, another way that can help you be in a positive state, in an empowered state, is to think about an event or a situation where you felt empowered and strong. It can be something where you went out of your comfort zone and, you broke the fear, and that, you are now where you were able to gain the confidence and you felt strong and powerful. Any situation that brings you to that state of being empowered can help you as well to switch your focus to be on a positive state. because that is what we want. So once your focus has been switched to a positive state, now is the last, the last piece, which is to move on. To move on, and the best way to tell your mind to move on is to do some kind of a physical action, and it can be anything. Either being in a power pose, either you can, tie your ponytail, tuck your shirt in your pants, anything that will tell your body that is, you have switched, that now you're in a positive state. If you can either, go to another room or go on a walk. That is even better. You can go on a walk, and now, you want to get rid of that, physical stress. So this is the SBFM stress reduction process. Again, S is for stop. B is for breathe. So breathe deeply. A is for acknowledging and accepting your emotions, negative emotions and thoughts, or the stressful situation that you're going, under, and that, you have to acknowledge what is it that is making you stressed out. So acknowledge, accept, and let go. Then F is to switch your focus immediately. And to switch your focus, as I said, focus on gratitude, focus on what matters, focus on what you can do now. So once your focus is on a positive state, once you're in a positive state, now it's time to move on. And to move on, the best way is to do some kind of a physical action that signals to your brain that you are on a positive state. And ideally, if you can go for a walk, or you can go to another room, or if you can't, then just do some kind of a physical action, like just a power pose, to tell your body that you are now in control of your emotions. So as I said, I created the stress reduction technique out of my experience of an autism mom, of a severely autistic young adult. I'm always on chronic stress, dealing with chronic stress, but because I have this technique, I am able to control my emotions much more easier. So, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat or in the, in the comments, and I will be glad to answer your questions. And as I tell you, these techniques, this stress reduction technique, as well as mindfulness, are two great strategies for you to implement on your daily life, especially in these times of collective stress and anxiety, because we need, anything that can put us on a positive state, because we are constantly bombarded by anxiety and stress. And we really have to, make an effort to be intentional about working on our mental state, to be always on a positive and strong state, empowered state. So if you have any more questions, you can go to my website, claudiataboada.com, and you can register. You can send me an email through there, or there's also, I'm going to be putting an infographic describing, summarizing the stress reduction technique. So if you want to have access to that, you can tell me as well. You can send me an email, and I will gladly answer your questions and give you, send you the infographic so that you can have it. You can pin it to your fridge, and that you can have it and you can use it every time that you have a stressful situation. So thank you very much. If there is any questions, again, don't hesitate and put them in the chat.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I tell you, that was really a powerful thing. The thing that I really like the most about what you're saying there is the fact that you are practicing what you actually preach. I
Absolutely.
mean, because, yeah, you came up with
Absolutely.
that. And the main thing is that you're sharing, you did something to help you in your hour of need. And
Hmm.
now you're able to share that with others.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's one of the most important things. That is the foundation of being a true entrepreneur. It really is. That's what a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
is.
people do.
Yes, it is. It is. And I mean, it's really, and it's really to help those, because I
Yeah.
know that especially now in these times of collective fear and anxiety, there are so many people going through the anxiety, the overwhelm, the stress, the feeling out of control of their emotions, that
Mhm.
I saw a need to share this, because it's something that I use on a daily basis,
Oh, yeah.
and it puts me always on a positive state. And I said to myself, I let's do this, let's share this, and I'm going to be sharing it in my next book. And yeah, that's how. And I'm super happy to be sharing it here with you too.
Well, thank you so much. And, a lot of times, I see all your pictures there on Facebook and all the things you're involved with, and you're quite a bicycle rider and you're quite the athlete, aren't you?
I
Yeah.
am. That's another one of my strategies to be on a positive state, is to
Mhm.
exercise.
There you go.
It's
Because
really one of my.
I'm telling you, folks, when you see the pictures and see what she does there and some of the little videos she does, my goodness gracious, I can sit here in the air conditioning and be drinking something very nice and cool, and I'll still break out in a sweat. But I want to thank you so much for being with us again today and sharing that wonderful message. Nancy could not be with us, Nancy Benitez. We're going to get her rescheduled because she's got a powerful message. She's been on twice before. She's going to be on our radio show tomorrow, and I shared that with you. So we're very excited about that. But most importantly, in life, let me challenge you to do a couple things. Get in touch with someone that you haven't heard from or haven't contacted in a while, and just say hello. I'm doing good. Thinking of you. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're healthy and happy. And I like to say sometimes a little bit on the sassy side, which is good for you. Get your blood going there. And I'd also like to close the show. But before I close the show, let me just ask Claudia if there's anything else she would like to share with the audience today.
Yes, and I mean, I probably, people think that I'm a broken record because I keep telling the same message, and my message is really to make self-care a priority. It is
Mm.
essential, especially in these times of crisis. You need to take time for you to do things that will help you, strengthen your physical, your mental, and your emotional health, because it is key. Otherwise, you're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose your identity. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel anxious. So please take at
Yeah.
least 20 minutes to go for a walk and get some vitamin D outside, or read a book, or do some
Mhm.
meditation, but really take some time for you. It is essential.
It's critical. It really is. It's kind of like, if you're going to share love with someone, guess who you got to love first? You got to love yourself first.
That's it.
And whenever you share, whatever you share with others, especially love and friendship and kindness and caring, that always comes back to you. And one thing I've learned in life, ladies and gentlemen, is that you cannot outgive the master giver, as I
Mhm.
call him, the senior in the sky, because
That's it.
that's what we're here for. Where I
Mhm.
tell people, look at their thumbprint.
Mhm.
Everyone knows that no one from the beginning of time till the end of time will ever have your thumbprint except you. And your challenge in life is how can you leave your imprint on someone else to brighten their day, enhance their life, lighten their load. What a joy and a jubilee that is. And that's just and also please get in touch with Claudia and let her know that you appreciate her message. Let her know that you appreciate her being so honest and open and candid to share her everyday struggles and say, this is how I overcame it. And if you're struggling, I'm going to help you because I care about what you're going through because you've been there.
Yeah.
You're a true warrior. You really are.
I'm a soldier in combat. That's what the research says.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the enemy better they better eat their Wheaties in the morning
Oh
and pack a
yeah.
lunch.
Uh-huh.
I hear you. And before I go, I'd like to also offer you guys out there a free gift. It comes from Mr. Bill Heinrich, one of our executive training directors. In fact, yes, if you look right over my right shoulder right there, I'm pointing at a book called 7 Levels of Truth. Bill authored that. And that's his book. But he also has a free gift on clarity in the mind, because everything comes with a clear starting point. And you can get your free copy. It's an ebook copy. It's called Clarity Has No Story. 3 words. You know, getmybook.me. Getmybook.me. And if you go there and you download it, it come right to your email box or email inbox. And trust me, Bill will not put you on an email list and try to badger you and pester you and try to sell you this and that and the other, because he's a high-level business coach. He's very busy, and he's not out to sell, people $19.99 programs or $40 programs or anything like that. That's not his calling, and that's not the way he operates. He comes from a powerful position like Claudia does of love and sharing. And Claudia, I just want to thank you again for this being your 3rd presence on the Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support. Most importantly, let me humbly say this. It's guests like you that make this show a huge success.
Thank you.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because people ask me, how comes the show's successful? I said, well, it has nothing to do with me. Because it's all about the message. It's all about what the guests bring and what they share with others. And as we get ready to close out the show, and I always like to wish those who have a birthday a happy birthday today. And remember, on your special day, that all birthday cakes and all the special desserts that you love, they are health food. So you make sure you love yourself. You make sure you treat yourself. And if anybody doubts that, tell them I voted on it and I was unanimous in that vote. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Most importantly, please share all the messages that we have there at speakerspathway.com. Go to speakerspathway.com and look at the Message of Inspiration, Hope, and Support. Scroll down a little bit, click on the See More, look at the individual presentations, get in touch with any of those speakers who touch your heart and say thank you. Because Claudia, what would that mean for you if someone just sent you a note that says thank you?
It makes my day. It makes my week. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Always, every time that I hear someone that says, oh, you changed my life, or you're empowering me, to go through the next level, or, it really makes my day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the 2 words, thank you, never gets old. It means a lot to people, because everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be appreciated. And everyone wants to be Aretha Franklin has spelled this out in our 1967 #1 hit of Respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Grant. The Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support is proudly brought to you by the good guys at speakerspathway.com and the 6-Minute Webinar. And also catch me tomorrow on our radio show, Your Future is Now, on the TogiNet, that's TOGINET.com network. And we'll see you next time. Please share these messages. Have a blessed day. Remember your birthday, boys and girls out there. Birthday cakes and your favorite desserts. Health food, so live it up. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Give you a chance to wave bye, Claudia.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.